It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
Good morning. Welcome to Travel and Cruise Industry News on this Wednesday in December the 14th. Getting close to Christmas, folks. Unfortunately, but I'm still out here living the dream for now. I'm heading back home this weekend, though. I hope the signal holds up through the show. We are on a sea day. We're going between where we were in Nassau yesterday, going to San Juan, Puerto Rico. A little bit choppy out here today, although it's just partially cloudy, so decent weather. I don't know. Just have a feeling that if I'm going to have problems with the signal, it'll be today. So let's hope not. I was hoping to have a guest this morning on the show, and I realized it would be an unscheduled guest. But he's a young man by the name of Preston. He's 16 years old, and he does cruise content on TikTok. And it's very good cruise content on TikTok, as a matter of fact. I've watched a number of his clips or videos, whatever you call a TikTok effort. And this young man, 16 years old, has 2.39 million followers. I don't know if I want to pick his brain to find out how he's done that or strangle him. Because, wow. At 16 to have that kind of following, that's amazing. He's good, though. I'll tell you that. He's really good. So I was hoping to have him here today to sit in with me for a couple minutes. Hopefully I'll get with him sometime on this ship and we'll get an interview knocked out. I'm looking forward to it, as a matter of fact. All right, we do have some news stories to cover today. Overboard woman's body found. This is kind of a strange one because this happened actually several days ago. I didn't know about it. And then it's been interesting getting confirmation on it, but a German couple was attacked in Brazil. Royal Caribbean confirms a new menu, likely Fleetwide. Carnival Vista sailings canceled. I have some thoughts on that one. And wait till you hear what Virgin Voyages is offering. That and much more live here on the Sea Day from the MSC Seascape at 11 o'clock this morning. All right, today, folks, is National Bouillabaisse Day. Actually, as much as I like seafood and fish, you'd think I would be a big fan of bouillabaisse, but I'm not particularly. There probably will be some bouillabaisse on the ship someplace if I look hard enough. But anyway, go ahead and have some bouillabaisse. I probably will. If you're listening via the blog, welcome aboard. My apologies for the last couple days on my blog where, I post the podcast. I've had trouble getting on the blog site itself. So day before yesterday's show never got posted. And yesterday's show was not posted on accessadventure.net until late, or I guess it was early last evening. My apologies for that. One of the problems when you're doing things at sea, things don't always work like you'd like them to work. At any rate, the podcast guys, you can always get a hold of the podcast via any of the major big guys. Just search for Travel and Cruise Industry News, and that pops with that travel guy. And under normal circumstances, you can go to my blog, which is accessadventure.net, and there's always a link to the podcast. And in the description of the podcast, there's a link if you ever want to check out any pictures or clips that we've used, so you can hop over to the video feed. All right, as you know, I'm on the MSC Seascape. Very rarely do I have a meal that I rate a 10, but just look at this dinner I had last night. This was lobster bisque, and of course the shrimp cocktail. And it's kind of a dark picture. I need to maybe do something with lighting in that dining room. And then surf and turf. Also had some portobello mushrooms, mashed potatoes, some really nicely done asparagus. It was quite a meal. And then baked Alaska for dessert. I'm telling you, folks, I rarely rate anything a 10. That was a 10 last night. I was so stuffed. Now, my friend Rochelle Salerno, I haven't talked to her for a while, and that's been my mistake. She's down in South America. She was in Rio a couple days ago. She's on the Norwegian Star. Unfortunately, I've got a story from them. Yesterday, they were in Voyages, Brazil. So she's down in South America right now. And then this was my employee of the day yesterday. Her name is Pratima. She's from Mauritius. That's a kind of an island nation off of East Africa, like down there near Seychelles and what is it, Madagascar? But anyway, the thing that would amaze me about her is, number one, she's waited on me, of course, all 3 nights in the dining room. But then she's waited on me in at least 2 other bars as well. I'm wondering, does this woman ever get any time off, or does she work all the time? Because I'm telling you, at least half of the drinks I've had on this cruise, she served them to me, maybe more than half. So she's my employee of the day. Very nice lady. Love her smile. All right, I'll be back with a couple news stories after a quick word from one of our network sponsors. All right, the top story today, folks, is a very sad story. Before I get to that, let me thank Scootaround for sponsoring me. As I've said many times, I couldn't do what I do today without Scootaround. If you're mobility challenged in any way, like I was when I first started, remember back 8 years ago, I had one hip replaced. I had a second one that needed replacing and a bad knee, bad back, and I'm fat. And I couldn't walk very much, even back then. I started with Scootaround. Well, I've probably been on 50 cruises now that I've rented Scootaround scooters. If you're traveling, if you got any issues, contact Scootaround. There's always the phone number down in the description of this broadcast. Just look in the description. The phone number's there. My SRN number's there. Call the folks at Scootaround. All right, the body of a young woman who fell overboard from a cruise ship last night has been found off of South Australia's southeast coast. The Australian Maritime Safety Authority said a plane and 2 rescue helicopters conducted a search throughout the night. About 40 kilometers off the coast of Cape Jaffa. The body of a 23-year-old woman was found by one of the rescue helicopters this morning around 7 a.m. The body was taken to Mount Gambier Hospital for identification. It's thought that the woman was on the Pacific Explorer cruise ship. That's a P&O cruise ship down in Australia. Cruise company Carnival Australia had previously said the young woman was traveling with a family member. Fell overboard about 11:30 last night. The P&O ship left Melbourne on Tuesday and had been heading to Kangaroo Island. It had remained off the coast of Cape Jaffa to assist with the search. Of course, no further details have been released. The name or the nationality of the young woman has not been released, or any of the details, suspicious circumstances, suicide, none of those things have been released. So, who knows? All right, this is a story that is actually about 5 or 6 days old now. I did not have it at all. Never came across my wires. My friend Corey had it on his show yesterday and actually said that he was having trouble confirming the story. So I now have gotten the story and have been able to confirm the story. And it's on the same ship that Rochelle is on. The Norwegian Star. I sent her a message this morning. Hopefully, she might have some information, further information on the situation. But a couple of German cruise passengers were injured in a robbery in downtown Recife, Brazil. They're an elderly couple, 79 and 81 years old. They were on the cruise on the NCL Star, got off the ship to walk around town. I understand they may have been visiting a church or taking some pictures outside the church. According to the accident report, one of the two was hit in the head with a blunt instrument, possibly a knife. The incident took place on Avenida Dantas Barrito, close to the Church of Nossa Senhora de Carmel, the neighborhood of Santo Antonio. The Silver Police registered the case the following day as a robbery from a passerby. Both of the folks were hospitalized. One was kept in the hospital for a couple days. They were identified as Wolfgang and Werner Dyson Kirkash. The elderly couple was approached by at least two robbers who took cell phones and glasses. It seems like an odd thing to steal to me. Wolfgang had superficial energies while Werner had head injuries and a serious condition. The foreigner was taken to Hospital Santa Joana in the capital of Pernambuco. And I'm sure my pronunciation is off on those folks. All right. Didn't realize that Marima's picture was still up. Sorry about that. All right, the next story this morning is from Royal Caribbean. Royal Caribbean International has begun testing a new slimmed down main dining room menu aboard Symphony of the Seas. And in mid-November, removed classic everyday staples such as strip steak spaghetti bolognese, and instead focusing on new themed menu nights. The current testing is going on aboard Symphony of the Seas. Michael Bailey, Royal Caribbean's chief executive, gave his opinion during a media event on Wonder of the Seas that the new menu is likely to be rolled out fleetwide starting in January of 2023. Though there's no indication which ships are first or how long it will take to convert all the ships over to the new menu. The most visible change in the new menu offering is fewer selections, but the overall variety remains intact. In addition to exciting theme nights featuring Caribbean, Italian, French, Mediterranean, and American cuisine, every night's menu will offer beef, chicken, fish, and vegan entrees. So that part is staying the same. The cruise line's Royal Night, a formal event for elevating dining options, will offer cold water lobster as a featured entree, along with additional selections. I'm going to hold my opinion on this until I'm actually on a ship with a new menu and see how it's done. I mean, one of the things that I've liked the most about Royal Caribbean was that I knew the menu well enough that I know what they do well, and that's what I order. If I like it, I like it. They do it well. That's what I get. So I'm always happy with the food on a Royal Caribbean ship. Some people say that's boring. Maybe. But, I mean, I happen to like prime rib. So I always have their prime rib. If there's a menu selections I don't care for that night, they have the herb encrusted salmon, which I love. I always fill in with that. I like their steaks. I like their pasta dishes. And there's other things besides just prime rib that I eat. Prime rib and salmon are the two, to me, are the two staples on Royal Caribbean that I love. You know. So that's a good start on the week right there. All right, the next story this morning has to deal with Carnival. Carnival Cruise Line has canceled all the sailings of the Carnival Vista. Don't get worried, folks. It's not till January 7th of 2024 departures through February the 10th, 2024. In total, 5 sailings have been impacted, and guests and travel partners are currently being contacted by email about their options. During the time frame of the canceled cruises, Carnival Vista will instead be going to dry dock. The details of the dry dock have not been revealed, but the process is likely to include a variety of upgrades and maintenance that is not practical to do while guests are on board. Even though they haven't said it, I wonder if they're still having Azzurra issues. That's something that has crept up 4 or 5 times now on the Vista and several other Vista class ships. But it does not appear to me that this would be a normal dry dock. It just went to a dry dock in 2019. You'd think that it would be a couple more years till they had to for upgrades. But then if it was the Azzurra issue, you'd think that they'd do it quicker. I don't know. Maybe it just is an upgrade. All right. Virgin Voyages. I looked at this and I said, they're doing what? Virgin Voyages has rolled out new enticements aimed at keeping the momentum going through the holiday season as the cruise line ushers in 2023. The perks includes bar tab credits and reduced fares, plus new onboard programs. The new year also will bring the adults-only cruise line's third and fourth ship, the Resilient Lady and the Brilliant Lady, into service. Virgin Voyages is courting cruises, or in Virgin lingo, sailors, with 2 money-saving offers valid on new bookings made by January 31st. For each cruise fare purchased, a second will be reduced by 60%. Additionally, all sailors will receive a complimentary bar tab for $300 for voyages of 6 nights or fewer. So if you got on a 3 or 4 night ship, you're getting $300 per bar. And $600 for cruises of 7 nights or more. So if you do a 7-night cruise on Virgin Voyage, you're getting $600 per person for booze. The offers apply to all 4 Virgin ships as follows. The Scarlet Lady from December 18th of 2022, that's this week, through December 27th of 2023, a full year and then some. You can get that $600 of booze deal. Plus, buy one, get one for 60% off. Valiant Lady from December 17th to December 30th of 2023. Resilient Lady, of course, it's not due out until May 14th to March 15th of 2024. And Brilliant Lady from December 24 of 2023 until December 30th of 2023. How about that? I have not been on a Virgin Voyages ship. I need to rectify that pretty soon, folks. That's going to be on the agenda. That's a very enticing package, I'll tell you that. All right, let's see who's over in the chat room fussing at me. Nanook of the North, John, is here. Talked to him earlier this morning, man. He's got a ton of snow. A ton of snow. Says he'd rather be on a cruise ship than out there looking at snow. I don't blame him. I told him not to go in and open the store today. Don't take a chance on it. Kenneth's with us. He asked John when the next cruise is. I'm not sure John knows yet. He's looking at the spring. Think Epic on the way to Bermuda. Hi there, Tom says, good morning, everybody. Just checked Cruise Mapper, and Epic has made a turn. Must have dropped Bermuda at the It is now headed toward New York and north of Bermuda. I don't know. That was a rotten transatlantic. I think Epic missed Punta Delgado due to bad weather. And now no Bermuda, no ports on the cruise at all. Wow. I don't know anybody on the Epic this time. Usually I know somebody on a lot of these ships that I can find out what's going on, but I don't know anybody yet right now. Robert's with us. Hi, Robert. TikTok. I'm thinking 60 minutes. We had a driver drive Leslie Stahl the other day. Must be doing a story at a retreat in Richmond. The other thing I wanted to ask this young man, there's a news story broke last night about Congress is introducing a bill to ban TikTok from the U.S. This young man, that would ruin his deal. And I don't know if he's monetized in any way because I haven't talked to him yet. I sincerely hope he is. That many, 2.4 million followers, 2.39 million followers. That's just awesome. I can't wait to find out how he did that. If it's just generic, I don't know. I mean, I can't have like 139 followers on TikTok or something. That's insane. So obviously, I'm doing something wrong. And I know TikTok's a lot of younger people, and I'm an old fat guy. I understand that. I know what you were thinking out there, Tom. Nikki's with us. Hi, Nikki. Leslie liked the car. Hot, 80 degrees. Wow. John, I love your snow picture. Stay warm. What is the other seafood entree that starts with a C that is like gulabis? Seafood starts with a C. I can think of a lot of things. Chowder. I don't know. I'm not sure what you're thinking about, hot air. Ciapino. There you go. That's from Nikki. That's it. Chillie, do you know anything else about Jackwise obit service? No, and I asked that they let me know, and I have not heard word one. Great smile on your staff of the day. She's just a lovely young lady, and fun to be around too. I only have one dinner companion so far on this cruise. His name is Phil, and he's a longtime cruiser. So he's retired. So we've got a lot to chat about, and he likes to clown around as I do. So we do a lot of that. And our waiter at the table and this young lady that's taking care of our drink orders, they're right in there with us. So they're just great fun. Emily's with us. Hi, Em. Getting ready for a meeting at work. Well, what are you doing out here on Chillie's Cruises when you're supposed to be at a meeting at work? Adair says, I made arrangements to board Penny next April while we do a cruise on Escape. Boarding is in Port Canaveral. You'll love the name of that place. Barkingham Palace. Well, let's hope that Penny likes Barkingham Palace. Okay, what happened here? Everything jumped off my screen. They have webcams that can be accessed online to watch your pet. The suites are all London sounding names. Yeah, that's a good name, I admit. Search the Carnival needs to get involved in the suite to the Azzurra manufacturer. Sounds like Carnival needs to get involved in a suit. There's, if I'm not mistaken, there is one lawsuit that's been filed, but I don't think it was Carnival. It seems to me it was Norwegian, wasn't it? They filed a big number on it. Maybe Carnival's sitting back and waiting to see how that thing comes out. I don't know. Emily says her snow melted. Too bad. Just wait a day, Emily. Where you are, there'll be some more coming. I heard that South May will get snow. I heard that the South may get snow by Christmas. Is it cold down there? I don't know. I haven't been there for about a month. Yeah, I have warm clothes in the car to put on as I drive into this next week. I hope TikTok does not get banned. I watch it a lot. Yeah, I mean, the lawsuit's saying that the fears that the Chinese government is involved. TikTok says that all of the American the infrastructure that they keep all their stuff in is away from China. I don't know. I hope they don't too. I'd like to figure out how to be more successful and get more followers on both TikTok and Instagram. And YouTube for that matter. Cindy's with us. 75 in the Tampa area. That's nice. Cindy, please send it up to Pennsylvania. It's freezing up there. Cindy. Cindy says that's why she moved to Florida. I don't blame you. Emily's meeting is at 12:30. Well, that's good. Dogtopia has had, oops, my screen just jumped again, has had cameras that you can watch your pets from whenever you're there. Okay, that's cool. Weather alert came in for Chillie's neck of the woods. Snow expected on Thursday. Yuck. Thursday this week, tomorrow, or next week? And if that's an alert, it could be snowing tomorrow. I hope not. They tried to restrict TikTok before and were unsuccessful. Yes, that's correct. But it had not been at the point of Congress putting starting a bill to that effect. All right, guys, that's going to wrap me up for today. As always, glad you're with me. Hopefully, I'll see everybody tomorrow from San Juan, Puerto Rico. I do hope to go ashore tomorrow after the show. So, anyway, I will see everybody then. As always, folks, if you're watching the channel for the first time, we appreciate the thumbs up. That helps you out a lot. If you have not subscribed, please consider this my invitation to do so. That really helps the channel out. The bell notification lets you know when I go live or when I post a new video. So, all right, guys, have a fantastic day, everybody. And if you're in the area that where it's snowing, Be careful, drive safe. That's going to wrap it up today. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, think about cruising, and hopefully one day soon we'll all get together on the high seas. This is the old fat travel guy. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Later, y'all.
I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry, so if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, Chillie chats, and travel and cruise industry news, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner, hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when a new video is up or we go live. This video was produced by Chillie's Cruises.